If effort in your spiritual life has started to feel less like growth and more like exhaustion, praying harder, reading more, resisting more, producing more, there's a specific verse that reframes what all of that effort is actually supposed to be doing. Not vague encouragement, a direct correction of where the effort belongs. This isn't a video suggesting effort doesn't matter, because scripture doesn't describe it that way either. It's a video walking through 6 things John 15 shows about the difference between striving to produce fruit and simply staying connected to what actually produces it. You don't need any particular spiritual maturity to relate to this. You just need to have felt tired from trying to grow yourself into something, rather than growing as a result of something else. John 15:5 has Jesus saying, "I am the vine. You are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me you can do nothing, not less, nothing," which means the fruit most people are working so hard to manufacture was never described as something manufactured in the first place. Here are 6 things this passage actually teaches about that distinction. Thing 1: fruit isn't produced, it's a byproduct. The first thing is that fruit isn't something produced directly, it's a byproduct of where a branch is connected. A branch doesn't strand to grow grapes, it stays attached to the vine, and the fruit follows as a result of that connection, not as a separate task the branch manages on its own. Most approaches to spiritual growth function more like a factory process: input effort, expect output, when this passage describes something closer to what happens naturally once something is rooted in the right place. Practically, it's worth noticing whether current effort is aimed at producing a specific fruit directly, or at simply staying connected to the source that produces it. Thing 2: trying harder isn't the same as getting closer. The second thing is that intensity of effort and proximity to the source aren't the same measurement, and can actually move in opposite directions. Trying harder is about exertion, abiding is about nearness. It's possible to increase one while the other quietly decreases. Comment below, has there been a season where you were working harder spiritually while somehow feeling further from God, not closer? Practically, the relevant question isn't how much effort is being spent, but where that effort is actually being spent, on proximity or on output. Thing 3: pruning isn't punishment. The third thing is that pruning, described in John 15:2, isn't corrective punishment, it's shaping applied specifically to branches that are already bearing fruit. The verse describes the Father pruning fruitful branches, so that they will be even more fruitful, not cutting away because of failure. This detail matters because it's easy to interpret something being removed from a life as evidence of doing something wrong, when the passage describes the opposite pattern, pruning, as attention given to what's already growing well. Practically, something currently being cut away is worth examining not as punishment by default, but as a possible sign of active, deliberate shaping. We're about halfway through, and so far, this has mostly described what fruit actually is, and where effort is supposed to go. The next 3 describe what's at stake in getting that distinction wrong, and what abiding is meant to feel like instead. Thing 4: apart from him isn't less, it's nothing. The fourth thing is that John 15:5 doesn't describe disconnected effort as producing a smaller result. It describes it as producing nothing. That's a stronger claim than most casual readings of this verse allow for. This means striving disconnected from actually abiding isn't creating a diminished version of spiritual fruit. According to this verse, it isn't producing fruit at all, regardless of how much it might resemble growth from the outside. Practically, something can visibly resemble growth without actually being rooted in connection, which is why the fruit itself, not just the appearance of effort, is the more reliable indicator. Thing 5: the test is fruit that remains. The fifth thing is that John 15:16 specifies a particular kind of fruit that will last, not simply fruit that appears. This distinction matters because striving can produce real, visible short-term results that still collapse once the effort behind them runs out. Fruit produced through connection functions differently, since it isn't drawing on a limited personal reserve to begin with. Comment below if you've noticed a pattern of a habit or breakthrough collapsing specifically once life got difficult, rather than gradually fading on its own. Practically, a collapse under pressure is worth examining less as a disciplined failure and more as information about where the fruit was actually being sourced from. Thing 6: abiding is a position, not a performance. The sixth and final thing is what John 15:9 actually asks someone to remain in, not a standard, but love already given. As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Now remain in my love. This reframes the entire passage. Abiding isn't a status earned through sufficient effort, it's a position already available, the same way a branch doesn't qualify for its place on the vine before being attached to it. Practically, it's worth asking honestly whether a current spiritual routine feels more like trying to earn a place already extended, or like resting inside one that doesn't require earning. Fruit as a byproduct, not a direct product. Effort measured by proximity, not intensity. Pruning as shaping, not correction. Disconnected effort producing nothing, not less. Fruit that remains as the actual test, abiding as a position already given. 6 specific things, all drawn from a single passage most people read as encouragement without examining the actual mechanism it describes. John 15:5 states plainly that fruit depends on remaining, not performing, which reframes how the rest of this passage is meant to be read. Not as a checklist for producing spiritual results, but as a description of where those results actually originate. None of these 6 require effort to be eliminated in order to be true. They simply relocate where that effort is meant to go toward connection, rather than toward output. Tell me in the comments which of these 6 reframes something for you today. And if this gave you language for exhaustion you've been carrying without a clear cause, subscribe, because next time, we're covering what abiding actually looks like practically, in the middle of an ordinary, busy day.